Hey friends, welcome back to Sharp Ends. Today I'm going to talk about some gear that I really love, and that is flashlights. I personally always liked light and lumens, and I actually majored in lighting design in college, although now I teach technical theater in general rather than just lighting design, but I still teach it. Anyway, flashlights are very useful if you camp, if you have a house that might lose power, if you do all sorts of things. So today I thought I would talk about some of my favorite brands and some of the things to look out for and some of the things to avoid. First off, this is a cheap flashlight that you probably have one of. I know I certainly have a lot of them. It doesn't even work anymore. But it's got this cartridge inside that you put batteries in. You screw it up and then you do it, right? And the problem with these is they go through a lot of batteries. They're not very bright, and they break really fast. But, they are cheap, and if you're prone to losing things, maybe that's the right way to go. They usually sell them in 3-packs, and they're usually like, 10, 15 bucks, right? A lot of these other flashlights here are substantially more expensive. First, I would like to talk about probably the most useful little one, and this is an Olight. Olight is a great company for flashlights for basic things. This one runs on 1C battery, which you could get a rechargeable C battery and put it in here. But there is a place for this, and the place is that it's very easy to get a C battery. It runs off of 1C battery, that's it, not 4. And also, it's substantially brighter than that cheap one. So this is on low mode, and if I click it again, it goes to high mode. Can't remember the lumen count on that, but I believe the high is 500 and the low is 100 lumens. I like lights that have a variable amount of, that you can somehow change the brightness on. And the reason for that is because if I'm going outside, I don't necessarily want to blow out my eyes and not have night vision. I think that most of the time people use flashlights and they're not doing it at the right time. You need a flashlight when you need to focus in on something. But just walking outside, you don't necessarily need a flashlight. And if I want to focus on something and turn on my flashlight briefly, it's nice to have a low mode so that I can see what I need to see and then turn it off and I still have my night vision. That's especially important for camping, right? This one also has a two-way clip. This two-way clip will fit on your brim of your hat one way like this or in your pocket like that. So this, kind of turns into a little headlamp too if you're wearing a ball cap. Very useful. And these are really cheap. This is the, if you can see there, the 3T EOS. And again, I believe that this is fairly cheap. I can't remember how much it is, 20 bucks, something like that, but I think it's a basic one everyone should have. Just switching over to this from this will make your life so much better. Next, I want to talk about this little guy, another Olight. This one's a 1R2, or 1R2, right? Or maybe it's I1R2, yeah. What's really cool about this is it's rechargeable. Again, it has two modes. One, which is a low lumen count, probably 50, maybe 100. And another one, which is much brighter. And that's even brighter than this guy's bright mode. Oh, maybe it's the same. About 500, probably. So what's really cool about this is that you can keep it on your keychain. I actually keep this particular one in my first aid kit. Super small, super, super small. And they make one even smaller than this for your keychains, which is really cool. This one pops open, is spring-loaded, and USB-C rechargeable. Very, very, very useful. You don't have to worry about not having the battery, and 9 times out of 10, you're going to be able to just charge your flashlight the same way you would with your phone. Really cool, really great use of technology there. And even what I think is a cooler flashlight is this Fenix E03r. This has a lot of different modes. It looks really simple, right? And it is very simple, but it has a substantial amount of capability to it. Number one, if I just push it lightly, it's going to blink 4 times. Oh, that blinked 6 times. So that means that it's full of power right now. That's how I can tell how full the battery is. So it has a power meter on it that in itself is great. I know that I can carry this for a long time and it's not going to run out of batteries. Also USB-C rechargeable. Super small. Flat. So some of these round ones, right, they're not going to fit necessarily nice in the pocket, but this flat one's going to fit really nicely on the keychain. What's cool about this? Well, let me show you. First off, it's got a super low mode. And then if you push it again after you turn it on, so you hold it for 2 seconds, you turn on the white mode, and it has 4 modes. So it has super low, medium high, super bright. That's really cool. Also, if you hold it in for 3 seconds, it has a red LED. Red light is super cool because it does not affect the dilation of your pupils. So when you're outside at night, you can turn on the red light instead, and it won't blow out your night vision at all. I really like that. And in fact, I often go out of my way to get lights that have red lights on purpose because I also do some astronomy sometime. So going out with a pair of binoculars or a telescope, super great to have the option of using a red light, not blowing out your iris, and making it, get bigger. So therefore you lose some of your night sight. It takes about 10 minutes to get good eyesight, night sight. And it takes about 20 minutes to get to the darkest level, get your eye fully dilated. So it's not an insubstantial amount of time. So losing your night sight can take a long time to reacquire it. You lose your night sight almost immediately. It takes a substantial longer amount of time to get it back. So this Fenix is a really cool little light. Next, I want to talk about this, which is a great little flashlight. What are the call number? This is the Aurora 5A. There's a couple different versions of this. What's cool about this, you can see inside the body. Well, that body is also glows in the dark. What a concept. You're in the middle of a tent. This glow lasts for a long time. It glows for a really long time. It'll glow almost all night long, basically. So you wake up in the middle of the night, where's my flashlight? This thing is glowing. You reach over and grab it. Again, this has a couple different modes. Number one, push it. It comes on red when it's low on battery. So it's a battery indicator. It doesn't tell you how much battery it has left. It has a low mode and a high mode, medium mode, high. And then the other cool thing that it has is if I hold this down, oh no, it's push 3 times. Is it not going to do it because it's too low? Let's see. There. It also has body. So it lights up the whole body, which is really cool. And then, which unfortunately, it's not charged up enough to show you, it also has a ready LED. So it has 2 white LEDs that light up and glow, and you can just put this down on the ground and then it'll glow around the area around you. And then it also has 1 single red LED. So you can put that in your tent as a night light for your daughter, say, or just for moving around and doing stuff in there and not blow out your night sight. Very cool. Next, this jet beam is probably my most expensive one. You've probably heard of jet beam. Jet beam is really cool. This is the RR2T01 Raptor. What's cool about this? Well, all these other ones I've been showing you, you've been pushing the button and it gives you different amount of lume, right? Look at this. This is low and it has a roto dial and it goes up to 1,000 lumens. It goes from 1 lumen, which you can't even see here, all the way up to 1,000. Super cool. So you just dial in the amount of light you want and that's what you get. This will shoot way up into the rafters where you're working up. If you need to see something really up high, you will be able to see this. Top of a tree, no problem. In the middle of the night, you'll be able to see anything. Across a field at 100 yards, you'll be able to, this is basically a spotlight with 1,000 lumens. Does not have a red LED in this, but for its size, its compactness, I mean, this looks big compared to this, and it is, but, this only goes up to 250 or 500 lumens. This goes up to 1,000 and has the roto dial, and this is just great. I believe that these are running somewhere around $80 to $100 at the moment. This is not rechargeable in the classical sense, and by that I mean it doesn't have a USB-C thing, which is my only gripe about it. But what it does do is it comes with these 18350 batteries. JR11. This is rechargeable, which is really cool. You can recharge it. Also, you know, I've bought a couple of these batteries just as extra to have around in case I need it. These are totally waterproof too. So in the middle of a rainstorm or a hurricane, if you have to go outside and you need a flashlight, this is perfect for that. I've definitely done that before. And finally, I want to talk about so I've talked about, you know, having a headlamp, which is cool. And this is like a cheap one. This Aurora, these are good. This one I've had for 20 years. I don't even have its back, but I still have it. And it doesn't have a red light, but it does have multiple levels. And this is always good. I mean, if you have a good headlamp that, you know, breaks and you lose the back or whatever, it's still good because it sits flat on a table. So putting this flat on a table in a blackout, dark out, or the top of your tent or in your boat, this will light up the whole room for you, give you a nice little amount of light. This guy is from Princeton Tech, much more expensive, a lot of different options, not rechargeable, just takes 2 AAAs. It has a red light as well as a white light and multiple different modes. So the one thing that I really like about this headlamp is that when you turn it on, the first thing it does is go to red. It doesn't go to white first and then go to red. So you're not even going to possibly blow out your retinas with night vision because the first thing that's going to happen is it's going to go to red. If you want it to go to white, you actually have to hold it and then it'll go to white. So that's why I like this. And lots of different multiple options too on brightness, of course. This band is pretty good. The elastic is going to last a lot longer. Princeton Tech is good with that. And it is adjustable as far as its angle. So you can put it on your head and turn it whichever direction you need. AAA batteries are easy to get. So yeah, that's my favorite headlamp. So let me know in the comments what you think about flashlights. Do you care that much? Are you the kind of person who just uses your $3 flashlight and you're happy? Or do you think now that you've seen this video, you might actually invest in something that's a little bit better? Oh, forgot about one little thing. Bonus. This is a USB little LED strip. This plugs into the side of a computer, or if you're traveling and you're in a hotel, most hotels now have USB plugs. So you plug this into your hotel room, and this is actually pretty bright. What's cool about this is I use it for a night light for my daughters. So if they're in a hotel room, I can plug this in next to the hotel room bed and maybe put a sock on it or block it off because it's actually a little bit too bright. But regardless, this is a perfect nightlight. So, all right. Let me know what you think in the comments. I love these flashlights, and I've only actually shown you probably half of the flashlights I have. I probably have at least double this, if not more. I keep a flashlight everywhere. I find them super useful. I have lost power multiple times. I go camping a lot. I go sailing a lot. And I always am in search of a new, better way, cooler flashlight. So thanks a lot, guys. And I will talk to you next time on Sharp Ends. See you later.